Hello, everyone, and welcome back to this week's episode of the Real Talking Podcast with your hosts Ash and JD. And firstly, we do have to apologise. The stars just didn't align this week. I had a shit whole week of work, really. Friday just is when we normally do the record on Friday. Get over as early as possible, get it done, get it edited, get it into your ear holes as quick as possible. But yeah, it was just long Friday, and it sounds like a nice cocktail. That does a long Friday. That that'll de-stress you after a hard week as well. A long Friday.
It'd have to be strong.
Yeah,
A strong cocktail.
I'm gonna have to make that now. I'm gonna have to.
A long Friday.
If it isn't one already, I'm gonna have to figure out what to put in it. I'll finish the I'll finish the apology and then I'll do a little think of what could go in it. So yeah, by the time I'd finished, it was just too late to get over and get the rest of the daily activities done. Walking the dog, cooking food, and all that. And I ended up doing none of the three usual things on a Friday. No podcast, no walking a dog, and no cooking food. The missus done the dog walk, and we ordered a takeaway. So that's how crap of a day it was. I had no time for anything. I only had 3 cans of beer as well, little brew dogs. I just didn't have enough time to get fucking rat-assed. But yeah, long Friday cocktail. Oh, I reckon. No, you can't have tequila in it. It's got to be like a.
Now it's got to be something that you want. Just as you finish, because no one really wants tequila, mate.
Nah,
Let's just put that out there.
It's got to be like a bourbon whiskey sort of based one. Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to do a little bit of research into this.
So
I can't put it up off my head. Because again, all I'm thinking is like a Long Garden iced tea or something, but I can't just copy everything out of that. I'm gonna figure something out for that. That's a good one, nice. Well, it will be a good one. I can almost taste something in my mouth.
Yeah, because you've got no idea of what you want it to taste like.
Yeah,
just
I'm just gonna have to figure out what's gonna go into it ingredient wise.
When I think about it, I see it being blue for some reason.
So you're wanting, in
Like,
your head,
in my head,
is
like a
it's
bluey colour.
colourful, so it makes you feel better on
Yeah.
the eyes before you've even had a sip. Then
That's it.
well, yeah, I suppose I could go down that route. Oh, yeah, I've got a lot to think about on this one. Then, yeah, I'll try and have that done next week for you. Because obviously we all know that this is the most professional podcast going out there. All the prep work.
That's it.
And speaking of prep work, we are going to get straight into it because James, God bless him. Unfortunately, there's no Liverpool for him to enjoy / get upset over at the moment.
Are we good? Wait, is it too far to say that James is our number one fan?
I'd say it's most likely that he is. He's been reliable every week.
Consistent. He's a good lad.
Yeah, since he started, I don't think he's missed a beat. To be fair, as much as he claims to dislike me and Man United, I think he wants to be my best friend. Really,
I do have an idea of what he looks like. You remember when we went to Liverpool?
Yeah,
he's definitely wrecking the 110s.
Oh yeah, but that's no, because he's not a real scout though, is he? No, we've already made this clear. He's a wolf.
I think he's real, mate. I think he's scouts to come now.
He over scouts.
Yeah. He has that haircut, where it's like a one on the sides, but like the fringe and everything's long, it's pushed to the side. Do you know everyone was rocking them ones?
Yeah.
What's that name called? Montrex or something like that. It's like you'd see. It's like
obviously, for all the listeners, I'm well into my passion to know exactly what Ashley's on about.
I'm probably pronouncing it wrong because I've never worn it or brought a piece of it yet. But they have some nice gear.
Yeah, I saw the
definitely
logo.
reckon that.
No white socks because the Scouts don't wear white socks.
It depends on what. It looks like he's one of those ones where his trainers would have to match his t-shirt. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And then half the time wearing a Liverpool top as well.
Gotta rep it, mate.
Probably has got Salah on the back. Or Trent might be a big.
Have you seen that Salah's had a hair transplant? Seen that he shaved off all his afro? Have you not seen this?
No.
Yeah, so we shaved off.
Hopefully James has seen this because I'd imagine he'd be crying right now.
Yeah, no, mate. To be fair, I think it was like 2 or 3 days after the season, he posted a picture of his hair, pretty much all clipped off, but like it was a far away picture, like in the shade, so you couldn't really see what was going on.
Okay.
And then he put out another picture over the weekend, and his hairline was like the McDonald's arches a little bit.
Yeah, yeah.
He's dead straight now, so he's definitely went to Turkey. Fair play to him,
Mm.
mate.
I mean, yeah, if you got all the money, you're gonna do it, aren't you?
Yeah, I mean, and I don't understand. Yeah, he's definitely obviously because one of the things is for people like me and you, if we was ever to go abroad, we'd have to wait till we're pretty much completely bored, so you don't have to have another one. Do you
Yeah,
know what I
yeah,
mean? Because
yeah,
obviously, if you have your corners done, then your back starts going. You have to have the back done.
yeah.
I get a picture actually, mate. But
Yeah, I'll be interested to see this
yeah, sorry,
because
but
outside of the forehead, like hairline, he did have a good head of hair, didn't he?
yeah,
So
yes. So
yeah, I mean that would have been a couple of years worth of growth, to be fair. So that's commitment to the look. That is, if he's got to,
right,
well,
so
yeah, having to shave it all off.
I'm showing JD now the first picture you put out. So we put that one out 3 days after the
Now,
season.
for starters, I don't get why he's got to be like flexing half his shirt off
Well,
just to
no,
flash the abs and his
because
neck.
Joe, there's an unwritten rule. If you have a six pack, you don't wear a t-shirt. It's just when you have a six pack. If I had a six pack, mate, like that, never wear a t-shirt. Never ever.
See, now again, this is where we differ because even if I did have a six pack, or if I was, more trim like what I used to be back in the heyday, then I'd still be wearing t-shirts, and
No.
it's because I'd burn.
Yeah. But so he's not going to burn.
Well, it
But
can still burn, but
yeah,
obviously,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
that picture is it's night time. He's got his shirt half on. But there was no reason to have it half on. No, that's what
Yeah, no, but
I don't get.
I get it because if I had a six pack, mate, as it says, especially in weather like today when it's nice. But
Mm.
and then I'm showing Jay the other picture now. Can you see his hairline dramatically changed? This is like one of these newer ones that is on the left
See, so
there.
that because with the turkey hair transplants that we know of, it takes quite a while to grow
Yeah.
through, doesn't it? So what?
So don't forget now, this would be about a month. If I zoom in, you can kind of see the shading of it.
Yeah. So yeah, I
So we would
feel like
about 6 weeks. So you're seeing it probably more drastic, probably to start the season because he shreds again after 2 months, doesn't he?
mm,
So, but now it looks good. Straight
but
hairline.
there's probably some more expensive
Oh,
procedure that he's had done, and that's why it's looking because it's a bit of a struggle to see the shading on it.
yeah,
To be fair,
because
you can see it as you've just zoomed in, but
all right.
it's
There's this one as well where you can see the corners a little bit.
yeah, but still, it's if it wasn't for how good phones are and that these days, you wouldn't be able to just notice that plainly with the
No,
naked eye, really.
but then if you look at it, that's what he used to look like.
Yeah, yeah. So it is a
So
massive
yeah,
difference.
yeah, yeah. So
But yeah, fair play.
one would assume that after the season finished, straight to Turkey or wherever,
Yeah, he's gone
the
straight
main
on it.
guy,
Yeah,
straight on it,
yeah.
buzzed it off, straight done.
Hmm.
What we now 6 weeks at the end of the season? Probably like that 6 weeks since last game. May, wasn't it?
Uh,
May 13th, round, wasn't it? Was it May 13th?
no, no, because
It was in May though, because the Champions League, because the FA Cup
that's
was
what I'm
after.
thinking. Because
The FA
obviously, Man United played in the FA Cup
that was
final
the
and won,
week
didn't it?
after, wasn't it?
Yeah. So
So
yeah,
for
that's
Liverpool, it's probably about 6 weeks now,
yeah,
5.
yeah.
So yeah, but now look, he's looking good.
No, fair play.
Right?
As I say, if you can afford to do it, then I mean, as we've said enough times, we'd be heading over to Turkey ourselves and
Yeah.
getting it done. But yeah, I'm surprised that's nothing that's popped up on my feed over the time.
Uh,
Uh,
yeah. But
but
let's go back to the question.
yeah,
Sorry,
to
we went off that, but
back to James. So nothing Liverpool or Man United this week from him. It's just I can tell that he's stewed on this as well because this was after England's terrible
it was
performance.
probably one of the, if not the worst. Sorry, go on. Let's get to the question first. Sorry,
Yeah. Well, it's not a question, it's a
a
statement.
statement.
This is how can Southgate even be allowed to manage a team? And then he's put this man hugs his face when he sneezes.
Yeah.
Now, before I'd seen this email, because this was the next day from James, to be fair, watching the game against Denmark, I'm just annoyed and
Mm.
I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, Southgate's meal deal. Now, this is something that we've brought up enough times ourselves. You've got to get the best items, the most expensive ones for your meal deal.
He's definitely having more like a ham sandwich and a
Well,
fucking ready sorted.
It's exactly what I'd put. Plain ham sandwich, water, and ready salted crisps.
He looks. I've seen all these though.
Now, I didn't know this was a thing. I was
Yeah.
sitting there. Obviously, a lot of other people are sitting there doing the same thing. And I mean, the game itself was atrocious. We
I
can't deny any of that.
I think it's the worst game I've watched England play in for as long as I can remember. The Denmark one, the amount of times the ball got given away.
Yeah,
And
it's literally what everyone has said. All the pundits, all the presenters on Talksport and everything. It's the worst professional, like a tournament game that
yeah.
he has managed.
Also, did you see that Wayne Rooney said what I said about taking Jordan Henderson? Did you see that?
I didn't
He
do no.
says he would have took Jordan Henderson just for the voice, which is what's been missing. Now I said I would have took Jordan Henderson,
Yeah,
just to. No, I'm not. I'm not saying I'm a superstar coach. You know, if
no, no,
if
no.
you think that, that's fine. You know, I can't help that.
Yeah,
But
you need to get on Football Manager for your tactics.
yeah, I would never play like. I mean, I mean, what this 4-2-3-1 system? I've always had it. Just go 4-3-3 and just go flat out.
Yeah,
Just do the Spain. Keep your wingers high and wide. Fucking and let's go. If you concede, you concede, but then you're backing yourself to score. Now with England, I watched every single game up until their first game, and every game I enjoyed. Now, the first game England played was it Slovenia the first one or Slovakia was the first?
Slovenia. Yeah,
Slovenia, yeah, the shittiest game of the tournament. And then I watched a few more games, good, and then the Denmark England game was the worst game of the tournament. I'm sick of
for
what.
England it was anyway. For Denmark, it
Oh
wasn't
no,
too bad
don't
for
get me
them.
wrong. Yeah, from
They
Denmark, they
yeah, they played okay.
don't get me wrong. I'm not saying England played that bad. Denmark made England play that bad. I mean,
Yeah,
but take away how many misstrays passes was in that game? I can't remember seeing a top level game with that lower standard of passing.
yeah. The amount of because there's no structure. I don't want to sound like Carragher, but there's no structure. There's no pattern to the style of play. There's no guidance from Southgate.
Uh,
You know, Bellingham, his head just wasn't in the game. I feel like a lot of these players have gone to the tournament and thought, why am I here under this? No,
yeah,
this is with all the people that have got around me. We should be doing better, but we've got to listen to this numpty.
I feel like a top manager would have made changes at half time. I feel like
Yeah,
people like Jose Mourinho, Pep, Jurgen Klopp, these the kind of managers that half time would have changed it. And you know, everyone has their opinion on what they would have done. But I just feel like a top manager would have changed during half time. It's clearly not working.
mm,
Let's not give it 10 more minutes because it's not going to work.
mm,
And let's just change it now. Because they wouldn't expect the last thing Denmark would expect is half time, England's made two or three changes.
yeah.
Probably I'm not gonna go into what I would have done, but obviously everyone would have had some idea.
All it needed was one substitution and then change a couple of positions
So,
around. That's
all
all
right,
that was needed.
now you've mentioned it, I would say, because literally what I would have done, I would have took Trent off,
Yeah.
right? I would have put Gordon on,
Mm,
dropped Jude Bellingham into the defensive role
yeah.
next to
Next to
Declan
Rice
Rice, push Foden in the middle, put
as the
Gordon
number
on,
10.
yeah, put
Gordon
Foden.
on the left.
And I think, like, literally, I think probably millions of people thought the same
Yeah.
thing because you was just lacking directness. Then you've got Saka on one side,
Mhm.
Gordon on the other side, pace, Hurricane. Every time you come deep, you're getting fucking fined, mate.
Yeah.
Just stay the fuck up there.
But Southgate loves him getting deep
Uh,
on the pitch, nowhere else.
but
Giving new meaning to
but
balls deep there.
I've seen Harry Kane play for Bayern Munich. He just dropped deep, but not that deep. But
Because he doesn't need to.
yeah, and because in sakes, he's got runners off him,
Yeah.
and they stay high and wide.
Mm.
But yeah, terrible performance. I have seen some of these Southgate things, like if Gareth Southgate wears high vis to go into the loft.
Yeah.
Gareth Southgate stops a red line Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah. Well, I've got
Have you got?
a good few that I've saved myself. So if Southgate had a spoon, he would use his hands to eat. If Southgate was the Flash, he would walk. Southgate puts his phone on low power mode at
Yeah,
99%.
yeah,
Uh, Gareth Southgate is the type of guy to give milk to a cow.
yeah. Fuck yeah.
Yeah, red light at GTA. I got that one. Um, Southgate is the type of guy to listen to his favourite song at the low volume. Gareth Southgate wears swimming goggles to chop onions.
But it's just you get what they're trying to say. Look, he's too defensive
Yeah,
minded, and
just too
it's
negative
too
with everything.
negative. Yeah,
I've still got a couple more. Southgate would take the minus offer on the chase.
he fucking would, wouldn't
He
he?
fucking
He fucking 100%.
100%, and it'd be a big minus
Yeah,
offer
like
as well, like 20 grand or
yeah,
something.
like there's 30 grand. He's gone fourth. They're up to 30 grand
Yeah,
minus 20. Yeah, do that. It's 2 grand each.
yeah, and
No,
he
that's
only
two
had
and a
like,
half. I think 'cause there's four on the chase. So now if they're all
well,
making
he'd
for it,
get kicked out
yeah.
anyway. Uh, Wears a helmet on his Peloton.
How much are the
Yeah.
best one?
Wears shin pads playing FIFA,
Oh,
and this is probably my favourite one. Makes a shandy with alcohol-free beer.
fuck.
So yeah, there's just been like bouncers after bouncers. To be fair, of people just terrorising him.
For the last game now, I mean, I've never even pundits are coming out like Gary Lineker, and I questioned him that for the next game he has to do if he comes up with that formation again. You, you know, it's just game over because even if we get through next game, we're getting knocked out.
Yeah,
It's just there's. I mean, something could have changed. It's obviously it's not working. It hasn't worked. I'm not saying it's Trent Alexander-Arnold's fault because I feel like it's not just him. And I did see that Gary Neville was saying that for Arsenal, Declan Rice has been pushed further forward to the midfield free left position,
mm,
not the holding midfield role that's left to Jorginho, which I always think he was a bit further forward. But then to Gareth Southgate to come up and saying because we're missing Calvin Phillips. I mean, right, Calvin Phillips is Calvin Phillips. He's not Tony Kroos. You get what I'm saying?
yeah,
He's replaceable. Like he's a
hmm
good player. Like I'd love him to have him at Birmingham. I know they're a shit club now, but you know any decency team would. You know he's a decent
Well,
player, but he's not. He's not a player that after England draw with Denmark, you go, oh, we're missing Calvin Phillips.
yeah, he's. It just shows how, uh, as you say, he's a good player, but he's not top
No,
class
no,
because Man City buy him, barely
yeah,
played him. He goes to West Ham, barely plays. And again, not saying that West Ham are above Calvin Phillips, but you know, it just shows just from West Ham alone that he's replaceable.
mm,
You know, because West Ham played fine without him in the midfield. Fair enough, he had a few injuries, so he
yeah,
couldn't play every game. But it's just a stupid excuse to
yeah,
come out with. There's no need for it. He just needs to admit that he was wrong. But I was saying this before the game. So in the morning, I was literally like, he's going to play for a draw today because he knows he just needs a draw, just needs 4 points, and he's
yeah.
guaranteed to go through. And especially when I was listening to Slovenia and Serbia, and because of that finishing as the draw, I just knew straight away that he's not going to put in like a pre-match speech saying to the lads, "We're going out there, we're going to batter them" or anything.
Yeah.
It's just going to be, yeah, just stick to what I'm telling you, and we'll get the result.
the the thing for me is like his substitutes are wrong as well. Like he
Hmm
puts Bowen on instead of Gordon or Carl Palmer, which I like Bowen, but like you've used the same substitution twice now. He put him on in the first game, put him on the second game. Just give these other lads a chance. Like,
Yeah,
what's the point in bringing them? Like, another thing I thought, why didn't you just go 4-4-2 and just have Ollie Watkins with Harry Kane? Because if he's going to drop deep,
yeah.
at least that way. But you know, as I said,
But
if you
so going to a 4-4-2, which is old school English tactics, that could work because then he can still have Trent in the midfield on the right, Kyle Walker behind him.
yeah, and even if Harry Kane did drop deep, you
Yeah,
could
it's
got
playing
yeah,
more as a 4-5-1 essentially there.
yeah.
And yeah, Foden, um,
But
I still wouldn't put him on the left really though, but you know, that would work better than this system
mm,
that he's is trying to use.
Only, I suppose what I'm trying to say is like we all can see stuff that we would do as not managers to change the game because it was so easy to see what needs to be changed.
Hmm.
And for him not to do it, that's why everyone's just like, fuck, that's why even pundits coming out and saying shit because
Yeah.
even everyone could see there's not one person at home that did not sit there and go, this needs to happen.
Hmm. And so going on to the pundits, this is what annoys me with the likes of Lineker and Shearer and all that. These were the people that were hyping him up,
Mm,
like 4 or 5
gonna win the
weeks ago.
game, gonna win the tournament. Sorry.
Well, with all the Ten Hag um, interviews with Tuchel and all that, these were all the people saying that Man United should get Southgate as the next manager. And it just goes to show that they knew that he was a moppy, but because they don't like Man United, that they'd happily have him in charge because they know how bad
Yeah,
it would be.
I think Southgate has managed himself out of a decent job after England. That just
Yeah,
from that
if
performance.
he would have left after the World Cup, like he was gonna, but obviously he
He would have
signed an
got, yeah, he would
extension.
have got a decent job.
Yeah, he would have. I don't know. He probably could have got Newcastle job or something when they got their new owners and started to change things around. Might have even been able to have got the Brighton job or something.
Yeah, he has. Yeah, he's definitely managed himself out of a good job though
Yeah,
now tactically
I
because
can't see him doing anything now. I mean, yeah, I really can't see where he goes next either. I can't see a club that will benefit from his.
but
I don't know what he can provide for anyone.
he's the highest paid manager at the Euros.
Yeah.
Uh, so you wouldn't think he'd have to work again because obviously he's on like 5 million plus a year and he has been for 5 years. So
Mm,
easy maths. Plus whatever he's on before that,
yeah.
managing, playing. So he's, you know,
Yeah, he's definitely set up, but I think he just all I can see him doing now is just be like a pundit on the TV.
yeah, yeah.
That's
That
all I
it'll
can
go
see.
back to ITV and
Yeah, because anyone, any club that is going to be brave enough slash stupid to take him on as their next manager, it's a real
I
risk.
tell you a club that would have Birmingham, Southgate, Birmingham. Birmingham City are the type of club now that will get to the Premier League, sack the manager that's got them to the Premier League, get Southgate in. Fucking, that's the kind of club Birmingham are.
Yeah, but then again, I still can't see Tom Brady being that stupid to allow that to happen, really. Because surely Tom Brady,
Well,
even though he's not a football
they
man,
done it with Usyk. So Usyk was the manager before Brian
mm,
Rooney pretty much got him relegated. Uh,
but again, that's a new owner thing, though, isn't it? That they think they know better straight away, and they want to get
the
their own
naming, it was more of a
new
name.
person. Um, yeah, because obviously he did a little bit. Was it DC United he managed?
DC United didn't do too well with them.
But
Uh,
again, that's just the MLS, really,
yeah,
isn't it?
Derby County done decent with them. But I like Brian Rooney as a pundit. I really wish he would stick to punditry because he's just so open and honest, and
Yeah.
a bit like Roy Keane. You like that. He doesn't beat around the bush, and I really
Mm.
like one of the things I do like about the punditry. Cesc Fabregas. Now,
I've only seen him
yeah,
a couple of times
no,
on it now because I haven't had enough time to watch as much of the games as I wanted
right.
to. But yeah,
So the one thing I've always loved about football is tactics. So Monday
mm.
night football used to get in, pull it on 7 o'clock, watch Gary and fucking Jamie speak about the football. And I used to fucking love it. More so Gary Neville. I used to like what he had to say more than Jamie character. I don't know why.
Because you
But
couldn't understand most of the stuff he
yeah,
said. That's what.
yeah, I always feel like he'd always just try to go against Gary Neville at the start. Just
Oh
just
yeah,
just to just to go against him.
but again, do you think that's the producers so
Yeah,
they
they
can
have,
like get them to
well, I think it's that, and I think it
half
is.
argue, essentially
Um,
debate?
yeah, I think it is half that, and I think football is just about opinions, isn't it? So, like,
Mm.
what me and you chatted about for the last half an hour, 20 minutes. Someone's like, "Nah, Southgate's spot on." You know what I mean? Someone,
And I'd love to find someone like that
yeah,
so I could glass them.
but you get what I'm saying. Now, it's just
Yeah.
it's opinions, isn't it? Football, but
Mm.
yeah, I used to love watching all that. So, I love hearing Cesc Fabregas talk. a bit better than Alan Shearer, Mika Richards.
Yeah,
Oh, that
Mika, it's just for the personality, isn't it? Just because he's bubbly and
yeah.
a bit loud. Uh,
I hate a fucking what's the name? Is he Casey? His name Casey Stoner. Used to play for Blues Women, the female pundit for ITV.
uh,
Oh, I think her name's Casey Stoner.
Again, I'd probably
Yeah,
know the face, but
yeah.
I,
She does Sky Sports Monday night as well. Sometimes fucking kills me. Like, it's just literally, mate. Get me on there. I'll talk about football more than that. Honestly, she
yeah,
just yeah. So
there was
there's some pundits. Sorry, Jay, on the build
yeah,
up that I see the punditry and I won't watch build up because like no
yeah, or just have it on mute. Um,
for five live on.
yeah.
Just listen to Dion Dublin talk about it.
Oh God, I don't know what's worse then. But there was two of them. Again, I don't know the names, but it was two women standing there pitch side before one of the games the other day, and they weren't even talking about the game for like three
Oh, it was
minutes.
yeah,
I,
yeah,
I,
yeah. I can't
I
remember the name. I know it's that the old England top goal scorer. I need that one. I know with blonde hair, and then yeah, I know who you're on about, mate. I know who you're on
yeah,
about.
well,
I remember seeing it.
literally,
I
I
didn't
listened to
listen.
like 30 seconds. I was like, no, and I did just turn the volume down, and they were just standing there and they're laughing and that. I'm like, yeah, they're still not talking about football. They're still not talking about it.
The,
And I had to wait until they went off to turn the volume up.
I,
It
gi-
was bad.
I'll give credit though. There is one female commentator that I really like compared to there's a few female commentators. One of them I can't stand. I don't know the names, but there's one that you know what she talks about football and it's I get it. The other
Mm.
two, I think there's one on ITV and there's another one on BBC One. Can't stand.
Yeah,
I can't remember. I'll have
I,
to get her name because she's really. I actually I watched it and she just won't change shit.
yeah. There, there is quite a few though where they've just tried to force just because they were semi decent women football players. They've tried to force them into punditry just to kind of like try and make it more relevant. And there's no need for it. The women's
No,
games come on leaps and bounds over the last few years. There's no need to keep trying to force these things in. Um, but I mean, just two little brummies on a podcast isn't really going to change that, is it?
no,
That's why we need all you listeners to share this. You know, like, share, download, subscribe, um, do all that
no.
jazz, and get us more popular, so we can be the voice of the people
Yeah.
and start changing all these negative producers trying to, downgrade our TV enjoyments for
Well,
their personal gains.
yeah. I mean, for not a football podcast, we spoke about football quite a bit the last few weeks, but that's obviously with the Euros
Yeah,
coming
it's
up.
going to be inevitable, really,
And
isn't
I
it?
do think we talk football better than Tom Garrett. You know that geezer.
Tom Garrett. I can't believe his name's still being mentioned. But that's just reminding me, someone that you've never liked. I mean, no one's ever really liked. It's finally over.
What's that?
Mr. Bieber.
What's happened?
He's fucking bankrupt now.
Is he really?
Yeah. Again, I've just been seeing the TikTok stream, like the videos of his live stream. Um, so I don't know when it was. Obviously, within the last couple of days, he was doing a live stream. He green screen showing his Monzo bank account behind him. Overdraft draft was 750, and he was on like 747, something like that.
Right.
He's arguing with his missus. He owes her like 5 grand. She's paid for everything, this and that, like, and yeah, so he's broke. She's kicking him out, and you could see for like 10 seconds because he's just quiet. He's trying to force a tear out
Yeah.
to try and like make it all
But
emotional.
to be devil's advocate here, I would say he's probably got another account with money in it, and it's just for a storyline.
He should do, yes.
Yeah, because I feel like half the stuff on TikTok now is just stories, like people make up stuff for content.
Yeah, well, with the way that they were arguing, she was, shouting to him, "You've been too arrogant. Become big headed." Uh, and he was like, "Yeah, but I've been relevant for 6 months." And she says, "Yes, 6 months. What are you going to do now? You've got nothing to do. You're not going to be able to do anything." He's like, "Yeah, that's right. TikTok's ruined my life. I can't even get a normal job." And
It sounds made up. That does, mate. It sounds like
well, I don't think he even had a job beforehand.
mm,
So he's not going to be able to. He probably didn't
He's got
want
no
to.
longevity in him. Like
No, he
when he
definitely
runs
do.
over, he's runs over, and
Yeah, but yeah, he was definitely trying to force out a tear, and he says TikTok's ruined his life, and there was more context to it, more things being said, but I was just laughing, thinking Ashley is going to love
what?
this.
Hopefully that is the end of him because he is a twat.
Yeah,
He does come across as quite, quite pricky. Like he seemed like he does seem arrogant, doesn't
yeah,
he?
definitely because he
Someone that
started to
just
get a
swallows
bit of money.
sausages in one go. That like that's what he's.
I
That's
mean,
what
there's a
got
fair
him there.
few women out there that does that as well, mate. So
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
not my missus though. Uh, um,
Right.
so we shall get onto more of the correspondence now, anyway. So uh, we've got a couple of questions again,
Right.
and we will get onto it once I can reorganise this properly, because for some reason I'm just not looking at it right. So there was a question from Lauren. Why can men be happy with a simple life, but women can't?
Okay.
Now, to me, it's just the basic thing that we can just sit there in silence and not have to do anything to just be having a good time.
Right. So for me, I'm gonna ask you this question.
Mm,
If you won the lottery tomorrow,
yeah.
obviously you'd go a bit wild at first, but after you've won a bit wild, what would you want to do with your money?
So after I've, um, had a massive blowout, a holiday, and
Like you've had 6 months to just
yeah,
fucking
just enjoying things and that. Then I mean, I don't know if I have actually said it on the pod before, but I would genuinely just buy like old derelict barns or rundown buildings and just do them up in
Mm,
my own time, own way, and then just sell them on.
yeah,
So yeah, just flip properties, but more as so you see these people that like to upcycle furniture or something. Get an old car and bring it back to its old glory days. It's that kind of thing, but just with houses.
yeah. See, so what I'm trying to get at, see for me, so if I won Euro Millions, I would go to Wyoming, buy a ranch, just with a nice view, far close enough to a town that's just got all the amenities that you want,
Hmm.
and I would just fucking live happy for the rest of my life. So what I'm trying to say, I feel like men's life is just easier because this one I'm just saying, all men care about as long as they have a nice haircut when they want a haircut,
Mm.
fine. But with girls, it has to be nails, lashes, hair. I think eyelashes can cost, well, your sister does all that stuff.
Yeah,
I mean, 100 quid. Am I being,
I
or is that?
think that's kind of like an average price for it because there's all sorts of different eyelashes, like
Yeah,
Russian ones and this and that.
and then there's nails, which is 50 quid, 30 quid.
Yeah,
Hair extensions. So
eyebrows.
yeah, so
Um,
I feel like the question is men are happy because it's just they don't need a lot. They just need pretty much just the basics: TV, computer, or
yeah,
TV, watch something. But mm,
there's always something going on in the woman's mind. I feel that it's 100 mile an hour. Um, that's That's why like you can have a bit of an altercation and they'll bring up something from 6 years ago that you don't even remember because they've never stopped thinking about it.
right,
Um, Yet we can just, as you say, just sit there, watch whatever crap on the TV, or even just flick through nonsense on the phone and not be bothered, not have a care in the world, and that's fine. Just sit there, do nothing. Where there's always something that's got to be done. Not with every woman, but
no,
they're, they're always thinking about what's next. What can I do now? What can I do tomorrow? What can I do next week? Where we can just go with the flow. All right, yeah,
yeah.
there's nothing planned. Don't worry about it. It's fine.
I do feel like with the generation below ours, it is more Instagram. So you've got to be shown that you're high,
Living your best life,
living.
and
It's the summer, so I've got to be in Marbella. You
mm,
don't see that it's all paid on that Klarna. Is it called Klarna where you're paying 3 or 4 monthly payments?
yeah,
You know,
uh,
so
thinking
Um,
it's gone. Yeah.
yeah.
Uh,
So I think it just men just don't need a lot. I know I don't need a lot. I know you don't need a lot. How
uh
nice, like that's when we spoke about it before. Like I said, if I was doing Laura, just nice, not massive house, big house, nice view,
mm,
ranch, few animals, like in my dog outfit. I know as he's lying there
yeah.
snoring his head off.
I think things change as you get older as well, though. Because when we was younger, we did want to
Oh,
have the better clothes.
yeah, but
Always trying to keep up with a fresh trim and you know watches and bits of jewelry and whatever. Not really trying to flex, but wanting to go through the effort to make yourself feel good.
yeah,
And then come sort of like mid-20s, it's like I, I don't know why I'm bothering. I don't need to do this. Wearing the nicest of clothes and everything isn't really making me happy.
yeah,
Doing nothing is making me happy. Like we've said before, like we want to go out and enjoy a good beer and that, but we don't want to be standing up. We want to be sitting
yeah.
down. We want to be comfortable.
I think that's what it is. I think just men get to the point where they just know what they like and what
Yeah.
they don't like, and they just stay in that line as well.
Again, like what we touched on last week, how men don't really make new friends
No,
after a certain age because you already got your friends. You don't need any more, and you're just happy with what you got.
yeah,
Um, we don't like to complicate things.
yeah.
Um, so hopefully that's helped you out, Lauren. Um, and
And thanks
then
for your email.
yeah, thanks for that. Send your emails in at realtalkingpod@gmail.com. Some of them are WhatsApps from the hotline 07470 488 096.
Hey.
Links are always in the description as well, so send all your messages in. And then uh, kind of a similar question, but it is different from Jess. Do you have any boys will be boys moments, like when you see these videos of why women live longer than men? Uh, so the first ones that come to mind with me is just when we was um, younger. I mean, we'd still do it now. Is just going on like little kids arcade games and stuff. Ones that we'd always play as a kids.
Yeah,
Um, and then the other side of that is, uh, I mean, many years ago now, me and one of the other lads, he bought a taser, obviously an electric taser, and we just spent hours. I mean, there was a few beers that had been flowing, but we just spent hours just
yeah.
zapping ourselves, zapping each other. One of the other lads come round, Mr. Green, and he literally tried it once, and then he was just too scared, wouldn't touch it again. And yeah, it's just like
Yeah.
the song just come into my head. Then the one that was always with like Jackass. If you're gonna be dumb, you got to be tough. And I think that literally just sums up men, really, isn't it?
Yeah, well, I've got a story that ties that, and his boys being boys, so to
Yeah.
speak. So, was we had a little gathering of lads, like I can't remember what it was for. But anyway, that ties that, army lads ties that. One of the other lads got it and sapped one of the other lads, and he was like, "What the fuck was that?" Now, at this point, everyone's like it. So anyway, they go into, 'cause this was at my mum's, and this is before we moved into the house here. We had like the garage, which was converted into the bedroom.
Mm.
So then, army lad saw that he had the taser. Then three of them walked into the bedroom, zapped the other lad again. He bagged him. Army lad took his finger and started throwing his finger up the other lad's butt while he's trying to hold it, like not getting his dick unshut. And he's just standing there going, ah. At this point, my mum and dad walk out the front, and they had a side window, and they was just looking into it with their friends leaving, just seeing this lad get fingered up his butt while being tasered. Like, so it's
Oh
just.
God, that's yeah,
I
yeah, that
mean,
is
is there any more boys being boys than that? I
yeah,
mean,
men doing dumb stuff, ain't it?
and this lad, like the one that got tased, and that he's like fingered up his bum. Well, got fingered up his bum.
Yeah.
After football, he would, as you walk past him, he'd grab your dick. Like, I never get that. And the one thing he'd done, I'll tell you this story.
Mm.
So he used to shower with his boxers on. But
So boxers, not even swimming trunks
no.
or
So
swimming
like after
shorts.
football, right? He used to shower with his boxers on,
Mm,
and I never used to have a shower because if anyone that's been in football knows it's just fucking it's like 20 man up and like 2 showers, whatever.
mm.
But he used to shower with his boxers on and everything. But like when one of the lads used to have a shower, there was this big I can't remember the lad's name. He was a tall black geezer. And like he went to me and the other lad before, like, fucking hell, look the size of his fucking cock. So we've all looked up. And the geezer's just rubbing babe, like standing naked in the middle of the little changing room, just rubbing body lotion. Had a 6 pack, so obviously he's
Yeah,
topless.
yeah, yeah.
Rubbing body lotion all in his body.
So it was the black man that was rubbing lotion all over.
Yeah,
But that's why they have better skin than most of us, because they're always rubbing the
yeah.
coconut butter and all that around them, aren't
But yeah, so yeah,
they?
so
And then again, that wasn't gay though, was he? He didn't look in a gay
no, and no, but yeah. But there's a few stories like we spoke off the podcast when you told me about this. It was that time when we was all in Iron Appa and we took a shortcut for whatever reason. But for some reason there was a big alleyway dugout, and I'd say the jump was probably about I can't remember it now. It was a big
It
enough
must have been
jump.
like a 5 foot.
And it was pretty deep.
Yeah.
And it was either you jump across or it's like a 10-minute detour back to like where it was going. And anyone that's been in Cyprus knows how hot that is. So just jumped it. Wouldn't do it now. Fucking
Nah.
wouldn't even risk doing that now because if you fire, you broke your leg, mate.
Yeah. Uh, yeah, I think.
And like you were saying, like with the arcade ride, you just jump on them, the little cars where you put a 50.
Yeah,
Well, they're
just
a
the little.
pound, they're a pound.
I can't say I'm surprised, but it was the little. Because there weren't bumper cars,
Nah,
but it
they're
was
just
just
like little
little.
kids' cars that go
Yeah,
around
little
the little
car and
circle
bike
loop
and that.
things. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember us all just. I think that was It was Skegness or Yarmouth, one of
Yeah,
the two,
yeah,
and
definitely Yarmouth that one was.
yeah, just
Like all 5 of us on them.
just doing
Yeah.
circles, and just that was us living our best life at that point. Um, yeah, and then just even just going and playing football in the cage, and that's just simple.
Yeah.
So I know I'm kind of going back to the last question now, but yeah, just simple things like that. Just yeah, it was good old days, really.
Mm.
But yeah, I suppose that there could be more boys being boys things that we'll probably think of, and if we ever do, try and remember to bring them up on the pod. We will.
So I just want to say, so the lad that had his finger, had
His
got his
bum
bum on
finger.
finger. The
Yeah.
next day, didn't even question it. He just says, he just put in the WhatsApp group, "Why is my bum so sore?"
He definitely forgot. Either that or he went back home and done it
Probably
more to
finished
himself.
himself off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Enjoyed it so much, didn't I? But yeah, moving on. Sorry, I will just quickly check. No, that was that. That was that. Yeah. Yeah, we've done James's. So yeah, moving on. I mean, to be fair, James already had one of these for Southgate, wasn't it? So yeah, we shall move on to Ashley's favourite feature.
It is.
Um, so there was one which, to be fair, I think it should have been on last week, but I don't know why I forgot it.
Hmm.
But well, yeah, it was this one. So it was from Jess, and Jess says, "Random people just smiling at me whilst walking around. Weird." Now,
It's more in the morning when everyone wants to go, morning.
yeah, no, this is kind of like an old-fashioned thing, really, because back in the day, before we was even around, that was just the common thing. Everyone would walk around just smiling, hello, morning, how
Hmm.
you do, tip of the hat to you, sir, all that kind of thing. And so I get it still now. While I'm walking around, I'll get older generation, hello, morning, and I'll say it back because I'm polite. Uh, but I feel like these days you can't look at anyone without being thought seen as a creep. Um, I'd like to just imagine that. it's just old people just still trying to do the politeness, just hello, morning, or anything to Jess. But it could be men trying to creep on her. That's probably why she's getting a bit weirded out.
Mm.
Um, so yeah, I think you just need to
Yeah.
try not to make too much eye contact because that's when you're going to get the smile then as well.
And wear headphones.
Yeah, but
But yeah, you still get
my
that.
headphones are big, and people still like to try and talk to me,
Yeah.
and because that cracks me up. I have to I can see that they're talking to me, and I'm like, hang on a
Right.
sec, and then because I half the time I'm having to swap the lead into like the dog lead, not any other lead, into the other hand, and then like press pause on the right headphone, pull it back. I was like, sorry, didn't hear any of that, and then they'll start talking again. It's like, oh god, get the hint, and I'll try and pull it back over my ear, and they're still trying to talk. I'm like, oh god. But yeah, a lot of the time it is the older generation.
I think anything normally past because it normally happens when you on a dog walk.
Mm,
You get the head down, nod, morning. You
yeah,
go morning. That's all you need to do. I think anything with a smile like morning,
yeah, with
we're
the eyes out
smiling
and all that.
is
Yeah,
is a bit creepy. It's just be dead like straight face, head down, morning.
yeah, that's it.
Someone said it to me yesterday. I got morning, big man. A little compliment. I didn't forget about that. Obviously, I'm thinking about it now. Yeah.
But how do you know he wasn't talking to the dog?
Nah, mate. He was talking to me.
And was it a man?
Yeah, it was a man's man as well. So for him to call me big man, no, I had a spring in my spare.
Yeah. Well, maybe he did as well. That's why he thought of you as big man. Uh, right. So I feel like we're just reversing the order now. So that was Jesse's one, and we've got one from Lauren. She says, "Why people don't? No, sorry. When people don't park in the Bay straight or straight enough,
Oh,
stresses me out."
you know, yes. It's those ones where they're coming at an angle.
Yeah.
So it's like, right, then you have to, right. So if you haven't got a passenger, then you have to dictate which way you drive in. And then you're
Yeah.
like, fucking, how are they going to get back into their car without hitting my car? Like with the door, pranging the door or something. So
Yeah.
most of the times I'll just, if I see a car parked at an angle, I'm like, I am parking next to them. And then,
See, I love it. Like it cracks me up, but I love it if when they've uh, when they've parked in at a stupid angle. Because I always reverse park in mine anyway. So
yeah,
if I end up that they're on my left, I'll reverse in, and if especially if they're overhanging on the bay that I'm parking in a touch as well,
yeah.
I'll reverse park in so close just to wind them up. Because
Mm,
they can ding the van if they
yeah, I
want
was going
to,
to
and
say,
it
look,
doesn't bother
yeah,
me because it's my van anyway.
yeah.
Like, it's already a bit bad.
So for me, what I tend to do now, because of this situation, is
Mm,
look for space. Because I don't mind, like when you go to a parking lot, I don't mind parking quite far away and walking, just for the sake that no one's going to prang my car like that.
I mean, it's weather depends on where I park. Because if it's raining, I'll try and get as close as I can, just so I'm not going to get soaked too
No,
much.
I do not mind, mate. I would rather get a little bit wet because you're going to get wet unless you're going to get wet. If it's raining, you're going to get wet. Right.
Yeah,
So for me, I like parking completely. I'm not saying you like the end of the car park, but
yeah, in the middle.
yeah, where you see like full everyone by the shops. It's full, then as you come out, medium, and then just that right medium there where no one's gonna park right next to you, where you got an empty
Mm,
parking space either side. Reverse that in, fucking spot on, mate.
yeah,
But yeah, that I'd never get that. The worst ones is sometimes when people park over two lines.
yeah, yeah,
Oh my god! I seen it the other day when swimming, and he parked literally took up four spaces because he wasn't. He parked over four spaces. So do you know what I mean, Jay? Like
yeah, yeah.
it was
So
literally his wheels was in four different spots.
yeah,
Look,
it's,
madness. I don't get it.
but some people just have no awareness of stuff like that, and it's ridiculous.
It's scary when you see a car parked fucked up and the car's ballad and you're like, fuck that.
Yeah, they don't
No,
give a shit.
yeah,
They
literally,
definitely
like
don't.
the front's all scratched. You're like, no way am I going near that car. And it's the worst one when you park
Mm,
and you see a car parked up next to yours, fucked up. You're like, fuck.
Yeah. Well, I had it a few years ago. So it was sort of like towards the end of the COVID restrictions,
Mm.
or they might have still been on a little bit. I can't remember exactly, but I remember using the wife's car to go shopping, and I've done my quick lap around, got the food, and as I come out, there was a car that had pulled into the bay next to me, and they'd scratched the car.
Mm.
Now, obviously, if it was the van, I wouldn't have been bothered, but it's the wife's car, so I'm annoyed. And I'm standing there for about 10 minutes, no sign of anyone coming out yet. So I'm rummaging through, and I've found like a bit of cardboard off of like a packaging or something. Managed to find a pen in there as well, and I've started to write down the details. So her car details, what they've done, and I took pictures and that as well. And look, I was going to leave it on the front window
Yeah.
so they could get in touch. And just as I finished, I've seen this old boy walking, comes to the car. I was like, "You're right, mate. You've hit the car." And he was completely oblivious. He was like, "No, I haven't."
Ah,
And I said, "You have," because it was a grey car that the missus had at the time, and his was like a burgundy colour, and you could see the way that the paint had chipped onto it a little bit. You could see the scratch marks, and you could
see
see,
how we all just all aligned up with his car and
yeah,
everything.
because he somehow managed to park across the front of,
Yes.
because I'd
Yeah.
reversed into the bay, so he's sort of parked over in front a little bit, and you can see the scratch all the side of his car anyway. And so he started to panic a little bit. I was like, "Mate, look, I just want your details so we can get it sorted for the insurance." Um, he was visiting family from Scotland. He was only there for a couple of days, and so he was. I think he was playing on it a little bit. He
Yeah.
was like, I don't need this. I'm only here to see family for a few days. I was like, yeah, none of us need this, mate. I said, but
Yeah.
you've done what you've done. I've waited for you, so I just need the details. So took all the details down that I needed to. So it was probably like after I finished shopping, best part of half an hour at this point now that I've waited. You know, food's getting warm in the car and that. So got back. You think the missus was fucking bothered? No,
Mm.
just because it was the company car. And then because I had some teacup, which for anyone that doesn't know, it's just sort of like a creamy liquid.
Yeah,
You
it
just
gets the minor
massage it
scratches
in,
down it,
and
yeah.
yeah, it'll clean it up a little bit. So I've ended up having to do that, and it's got them out, well, the majority. Well, yeah, I thought, why did I bother waiting then?
I,
Because I could guarantee if I didn't wait and get the details, it would have been an argument.
yeah. But old drivers are among the worst drivers. Now I've said this before, and I think we have spoken about it. Old drivers should not allow to drive between the hours of so like 7:30 in the morning to 10 o'clock. They shouldn't be able to drive. You know when everyone's going to work.
Yeah,
Then from 10:30 they should be able to drive. It's like 2 o'clock. So they're not in the way of the school run and then after the work. So
yeah, and so they can
so
go to the post
so yeah,
office,
and
go
they've
do a little
got
food shop
all
and all
day
that.
to get it all fucking done.
Yeah,
Because I always seen this old boy. When was it? Was it last weekend? Last weekend. So shops around by my mum's. You park up. You got a bollard in front of you.
mm,
You know, you just turn in, reversing, no dramas. He comes in a Peugeot 208. Like, as he's turned, he must have put the car in neutral. So he's put his foot down
you
and
just
then
hear
just
the engine revving.
and then
Oh,
like literally almost bounced off the bollard. But in his head, look, he got that nothing. Look, like, that's normal.
yeah,
Didn't see how close his car was to the bollard. I'm there like fucking hell, like
mm,
he almost took the bollard with him, but nothing got out. Got his newspaper. That's how old he was, and fucking got back in and reversed it. Oh my god, mate! So you know when you reverse and you got a car next to you, you got
yeah,
to reverse straight, and then you start turning. Because if you turn straight away, the more likely you're going to clip the end of their car.
yeah, yeah. So you
Right?
get halfway, past halfway, and
Yeah,
that's when
and
you
then
start
yeah.
manoeuvring the
Oh
steering
my!
wheel.
He started turning, went straight, turned again. I'm like, fucking hell, mate, just fucking do us a favour, yeah?
Mm,
Walk to the shops from now on.
yeah,
Fucking hell.
but it's just reminded me years ago we went to like the Sainsbury's up by the Jag, and
Yeah.
uh, I don't know, we was probably getting a game or something like. But I remember as we're about to leave, this old woman in a red car, like a Metro or something, hit me. So not me, but hit the
Yeah.
van, and we were both sort of like in shock. Like, did that really just happened? I remember us trying to like chase her around the car
Yeah.
park,
But
and
she had
I'm
no
bibbing and
idea.
flashing and that, and she just
No idea.
completely, didn't have a clue what had happened. Oh god, that was funny. That was, but yeah, I mean, we could moan about
This all
people
that,
driving for hours and hours. That could be a whole episode on
yeah.
its own. The amount, because literally the amount of stuff that I have seen over the years is horrendous. Um, but yeah, thanks for that. And now we've got Joe, who says, "People standing around chatting in shops. I'm here to
Oh,
get food. Get out of the way, Beryl."
yeah. No. It,
Now, since they've put Beryl as well, I'm guessing it's an old
there.
person.
No, this happened to me yesterday. So, I'm in the shop. The shopkeeper knows someone in front of me. So I'm standing with my stuff, ready to get served.
Yeah,
And these two old people are chatting for like 5 minutes. She's done. She's paid.
yeah.
Just
There's
move along, and let me pay and carry on talking. You don't need to talk to me. And then just scan my items while you're talking. Talk over me. I don't care.
mm,
Card. No, 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 no. Oh, and they're in the way when they're doing it in the fucking oars, and you got the trolley. No, excuse me.
yeah, and like what you're saying when they're talking, when they've already paid and that, and then you get the awkward look, like they're looking at you as if you're inconveniencing them. It's
Yeah.
like, no,
Want to
I'm the
get
one
my shit and
inconvenienced here.
fuck off.
I'm ready to go. Let's just get this
Yeah.
transaction done so I can go. But yeah, I have it too often because I hate shopping in general, and that's why. I mean, again, I suppose this is a bit of a man thing because my missus, anytime food shopping or whatever, wants to go up and down every aisle. Like, nothing's changed.
Yeah, it's in the
Fair
same
enough.
spot.
Every now and again, they will reorganise the shelves in Asda, and yeah, you might need to sort of refamiliarise with the new layout. But if you want tea bags, go to the tea aisle,
Yeah.
get your tea bags, get your milk
So the
along
big
the way or
ones have.
whatever.
I know Audi don't have. Well, Audi does have them actually.
Oh,
Lads, look, but everything is anyway up above
don't
any.
get me started with these signs now. I remember again years ago, all I needed was bin bags, and they used to be called black bags. But you got to be PC now, haven't you? So I'm looking at the overhead in the Asda, and it's got like cleaning products, whatever
Mm.
else, bin liners. Well, it actually said black bags. This was how long ago when it didn't matter. Um, so I'm walking down, and I can see cleaning stuff, tin foil, whatever, and I'm like, there's no black bags there. So I'll go along the next one, nothing there. So I've gone back to the first one that says the black bags up and down, and I'm looking at, I'm not, there's no bin bags whatsoever. There's no black bags, there's no white bags, there's no green refuse sacks or
Yeah.
anything. So I've gone to the worker who's stacking whatever on the shelf. So, excuse me, can you tell me where the black bags are, please? And they've looked up at the sign and they're like, they're here. I'm like, they're not. So they've ended up realising that they're not on that aisle. They've took me to the other one that I didn't walk down. And they're like, there they are. I was like, I'm not being funny. But even you looked up at the sign
Yeah.
and thought they were on this one. So why hasn't that been moved to the aisle that it's actually on? Oh, I don't know. Had no excuse. Just, yeah, just knew that someone hasn't done the job properly.
Yeah.
And I was so pissed off. God, there's just no need. Like, it's not hard if you're
You
moving things
just
around.
yeah.
Just change it.
With shopping, you just want to get in, get your shit, get out.
Yeah,
No talking,
I
no
know.
gassing.
I went to B&M yesterday. All I needed from there was Stanley blades, just to keep the stockpile high, for cutting materials and that, not for people. And I mean, it was my own fault. I shouldn't go on a Saturday, middle of the day, because own
No.
bargains, B&Ms and that,
Yeah.
they're always
If
busy
I
on a
go there
weekend.
Saturday morning, mate, get in for when it opens, get out.
Yeah, I had a busy morning though, so I couldn't go first thing. So literally, it's the first time I've ever seen anyone doing this as well. Like, but they were queuing down like in front of the like the unopened tills, down towards like the painting corner where they
Right.
had the tubs of paints and that. And I'm standing there and I'm seeing people come down the aisles and join the other queues. I'm like, why are we queuing like this when people are still merging onto
Yeah.
the other two queues as normal? And again, they've got 6 tills, 3 of them open. It's busy, and
Yeah.
there's like one of the other worker women are just standing there talking to one that's on the till, and it's like, no, forget your conversation, go and fucking open another till. And so I've ended up like walking past this queue, and again, because it cracks me up, if I've got a few items in that, and I see someone that's just got one thing, I'm
Oh,
like,
just
crack
jump in.
on, just
Yeah.
go ahead. You're 30 seconds. I'm going to be a couple minutes at this checkout, or you go on. And people are seeing me just with these like Pakistani bays. No, no one's doing it. So I've ended up walking past the queue to join onto the middle one of these 3 open tills now. People are staring at me, and I'm like, go on, please say something so I can tell you all to fuck off. No one said anything though. And then I've realised I've joined the wrong queue. The woman at the front, so there was 2 people in front of me. The woman at the front who was already getting served, she must have been supplying a homeless shelter or something,
Oh,
because there was like a whole trolley full of pillows, a load, like another trolley full of quilts,
oh,
blankets, all
yeah.
sorts, and she's ended up paying all in cash as well. There was like £300 worth of £10 notes, a few 20s and that, and even the woman on the till was looking as if to say, "I can't believe you've done this to me."
Yeah.
And I mean, she wasn't the brightest of girls on the till, and she took ages
Mm.
counting. And so yeah,
She's probably
uh,
not used to dealing with that kind of cash though
well, most
nowadays.
of them aren't going to do
Yeah.
these days, are they? Because everyone's
Just
just paying
card.
card. So she's finally done it. And again, the people in front of me, they've got a basket full of everything. And I know they've already looked at me and seen that I've just got this. And I made a point then. So once they've put it all on and they've squeezed it together, because the B&M,
They don't
like the
need the.
conveyor belts are tiny,
There's
like they're
no
not even
point
a
in
metre.
being there, is there?
Yeah. So as they've squeezed it all on, now fair enough, it's all little things, but it was still like 20 items. So they put the little checker there to say next customer, and I've slapped it down on there to make the point. Like, yous have fucking added to my fucking shit morning now. All I wanted to do was buy these and fucking go to Asda. You've just prolonged it. So what should have been in and out of B&M 2 minutes, Stanley Obeyed, sound, go to Asda, little food shop, done. Took me over an hour,
Mm,
and it's just not right. It's
no.
not right. But I think we're going to end it there anyway. It's been over an hour. There is a couple more, hey, what's wrong with you, but it's Sunday. We've got stuff to do.
Yeah.
I got,
Maybe we should start off next week with the remaining ones and with any new ones we
well,
get
we've
then.
all good intentions. We will do, but there's probably going to be
Yeah, yeah,
something else that starts us off. So we'll deal with next week when we
yeah,
get to it. Hopefully, it will be out uh, as normal on Saturday. Um, but this, I'm going to get it straight out to you as quick as possible right now.
yeah.
Um, but yeah, as always, sending your messages, emails, WhatsApps, whatever.
Yeah, thank you for everyone that has messaged and emailed, and thank you for those that we haven't read out for doing so. We will get to them next week,
Yeah,
as JD said. But yeah, thank you for all the correspondence we receive.
yeah, and yeah, just keep doing it. Just keep liking, sharing, downloading, all that. There's a lot of users that don't download or that do download but aren't subscribed and following and all that. Just hit the little button. Just click it.
Just click it,
Takes no effort
click it.
whatsoever. Just get it done. Be a good person. Don't be one of these safegators.
Yeah. So-
Nah, he's subscribed to everyone, isn't
yeah.
it? Right. So hopefully you've enjoyed. And we're not a football podcast, but it is
That's,
what it is sometimes.
that's it.
And yeah, enjoy your week. We'll see you later. Peace.
Like